Hi everyone, it's Justine here from House of Mahalo. Thanks so much for joining me. So I'm coming back to do another page in the altered book. We're doing the spring pages at the moment. So this was the last one that we did together. Really like that. We've got a nice big side pocket here. So this is the third week of the spring pages, and I want to have this page be a window page. So I've done window pages in the other seasons. So we've got, where is it? I'm lost in the journal. There we go. So we've got, this one was the autumn, and I think the final page of winter was a window as well. So I want to have a window in every season so that it's sort of like a continuation through the book. And there are lots of ways that you can do it. I'm going to do it slightly different again from how I've done it previously, but the only thing to bear in mind if you're going to do a window page in an altered book is you need extra, like you almost need extra pages. So as an example, I couldn't have done a window on this side because where we've cut into it for a pocket on the other side, you would have seen the window through here. Or obviously we've put the digital over, so you wouldn't see the window, but it would be only one layer thick, if that makes sense. Versus here, the window would be cut through. This back piece would be covered by this page before you go into the next page spread. I hope that makes sense. Okay, so I am going to use this frame as my window, and I'll show you the book page. So this is from one of the Gordon Benningfield books. I do have the flip-throughs on my YouTube channel of the books that I've got. And I was kind of playing around with the idea of having this be almost like an actual window, given the size of this. So I thought, if we have it somewhere here, I can then collage around the outside with writing spots or extra fussy cuts, and then this will be, you know, a window into the to show the country lane. So I'm gonna roughly draw around this frame in pencil without trying to draw on the frame itself. So I'm gonna do that first. It's a bit bumpy underneath, so that's that. Yep. Hold it still, Justine. Hopefully I'm a bit straighter with the craft knife. Okay, so that is sort of the rough outline of my frame. Now I want to cut it just inside of there. So I don't want to come into this part, but I basically want a little bit of a border. So half of this basically. And you have to excuse our house at the moment. We have a fly buzzing around and my dog really does not like it. So I'm just following around just to draw roughly where I want to cut, and then obviously I'll do it properly with a ruler, vaguely where that line is. Okay, so that's where we're going. So I've just got a book board here which I've been using to protect my pages underneath. And I need a ruler and a craft knife. Now you don't have to do this kind of thing with a craft knife, you could just poke through with some scissors. I just thought a craft knife might be slightly easier. So if I vaguely follow that line, I'm only going through one thin book page, so I don't think I've got to press particularly hard, hopefully. And we're just going to come along like this. I have done other windows in the other seasons, as I mentioned, so if you'd like to see how I did those as well, because again I've done things slightly differently each time really, based on the image that I've got and where I want the image to be and what I want around it and yada yada yada, but all relatively following the same process, I guess. Right, did we get through? Like I say, it was only a thin book page, so I should have done. didn't get through the top at all. Clearly I was too busy yattering. So, I mean, I could just go in with the craft knife again, but maybe this might be a little bit easier, because I think I have cut it slightly. So if we do that. Okay. And like I say, you could just, you know, stab your sharp scissors through. I can't get into this little corner. Okay, got it. That's it. And then I will just have to, oops, rub out my pencil markings. Okay, I think that's good enough for me. So let's pop that craft knife out of the way. Right, that's that. So when that goes on, that will be like so. I'm just checking that I've done this right. Kind of, yeah, I wanted the window in the book page to sit inside my frame. That's what we want. Oop, without ripping it. It's only a thin page. So let me just get rid of these pencil markings. I've got to be quite careful with this. But it's just because I don't want to see them outside of my frame. So I'm just going to take my time with it, so I'll be right back. Alright, all done. I did rip it slightly, but I don't think it's going to matter. So the next thing that I want to do is get the plastic into the window. So I've just got a cello bag here. I'm using this because it's thin plastic, you know, thinner than say acetate. It's yeah, it's very thin, so good for the altered book really. So I just want to draw on it so that I can see where I need to cut around it, because I don't need all of that plastic in there, like so. And I need some scissors. There we are. So I hope you're enjoying seeing the altered book again. I have to say I'm thoroughly enjoying working on it again. It's a lot of fun. It really is. So much fun. Right, don't lose your frame. Okay, so that's going to go in there. So I'm using the Beacon 3-in-1. It's like Fabri-Tac. For some reason, this is the only thing that I seem to be able to get to stick to plastic. I can't seem to get anything else to stick. Not even art glitter glue, which I know one of you had a question about that. And yeah, plastic, for some reason, I can only get the Beacon to work. So we're just going to, whoops, try and get that in the right place. I've gone a little bit close to the edge with my frame, maybe a little bit too close to the edge there, but it, I don't think it will matter. Once this is stuck down to the page behind it, and once we've added our extra papers and everything, this will feel much stronger. Yeah, I'm just checking it's even still there. Sorry if you can hear any shouting outside. We've got the windows open because it's getting quite warm these days, and yeah, unfortunately neighbours on all sides seem to do a lot of shouting. Right, so I'm just looking as to where I would like this to be. So I'd really like to get that country lane in, kind of like that actually. I think that's about right. So I think the easiest thing would be, I'm going to mark the edge of the book page, and then I know at what point I don't want to cut further in than that. So I'm going to cut along there, and we're going to cut here, and then cut there. And I'm just going to take off the bulk at the bottom. Right, now how do I get it exactly where I want it to be? I suppose this is just going to get glued more or less to the edge of the page, isn't it? Makes sense. So again, I'm going to use the beacon. So I'm going to run some glue, just, oops, around the outside of my frame, and I'm being very careful not to get too close to my window because I don't want a gloopy mess in the actual window part, or for it to spurt out every which way. And then maybe if I'm just going to stand up a second. Oh, I've caught my dog's attention now. He's like, what are you standing up for? What are you up to, Mummy? So he's just come in to join me. He was standing guard on the landing just now because we are home alone today, which is doesn't happen very often, but my hubby, Scott, has he's gone off to do a craft show today, craft fair, which he does occasionally for his 3D printing business. Yeah, that's right, isn't it? Isn't it, Guy? That's it. Yeah, nice. Hopefully it looks like a window into the garden, country lane, yada yada yada, that kind of a thing. And then this is going to be our little frame. So I'm not going to stick down the frame yet because I want to cover up this book text. And I'm thinking the frame will act as the neatening off point. So if we've got, you know, raggedy edges or anything, this will be the final point. So that is where I got up to mainly with the planning. I did think I might use this sheet on this page. You can still write on here because this is going to be a journal page. But it's got some really interesting scripty text. This is from Mandy's Digital. That's Mandy from SunflowersAndDors. She has a daisy kit. I don't know if it's actually available in her shop yet, but I will ask her actually before this video goes out. So if I can link to it, then I will. If not, then it's coming, and hopefully I didn't ruin any surprises by using this, but hey ho. Right, so I'm gonna use this. So I'm thinking if I get this part done, then from there I can kind of see what I want from collaging perspective, because I don't really know what I want to do past this window. Okay, so let me see. Right, so let's tear this down. So I think we want to go about there-ish. Oh my goodness, what was that? It's because I'm trying to do it in the book, on the book. Should try that again. Okay. This is a nice sheet, this. It's got, you know, ledger paper on it, but also that cursive writing, so it's interesting, but a journal page still. Alright, let's get the height. So I hope you're all doing well. I realised I kind of just went straight into it, didn't I? I've just had my lunch, and well, I was excited to get back to doing this actually. Okay, so we're going to have that there. Right, let me ink around this, and then I'm just going to get this glued down. I will use the Kalau glue, and then, as I have been doing, I go in with the art glitter glue to get the edges. So we'll do that. I might need to rub out some more of those pencil markings because I can still see them. So I'm just going to get this glued in, just like so, and then we'll come back. Okay, so I've just got out a few collage-y type bits, so we'll have a look at that in a minute. But for the time being, I would like to create a bird's nest. So let me just grab the book again, 2 seconds. So on the previous page, we had the feather. That was our first sighting of a bird, and that's them getting their nest ready. On this page down here, I would like to have a little tuck spot, which is going to be the bird's nest. So I've done something similar to this in the past, but this time I'm going to do it with eggs and slightly different materials. So I've just got a 2-inch or a 2.5-inch circle here, punched from, I have actually no idea what this was punched from. It's some kind of thing that I had in my junk box, but it's got a really interesting texture. Can you see? And it's got a really nice like tea dye type look to it. So I thought this will be the base of my nest. So I've got some brown threads, which I'm going to use. I've got some gold eyelash trim, which I might sort of, you know, pop in there. And then I didn't have any burlap trim that I used last time. I couldn't seem to find it. So I thought I might use this instead. I think this might have been tea dyed, and it's quite rough and rustic. And I thought that might, yeah, that might work. Just for the base, to give us something, you know, interesting and textural. So let's just see what we can do. So I think that's probably a little bit big, so I'm just gonna, oops, get everything all over my desk. This is quite a crumbly kind of netting. I don't even know what this material would be, I don't know. As I say, I did it with some kind of brown hessian last time, which did work well. I just don't seem to have any more of that, so I thought, let's try this and see if we can make this look rustic. Okay, I don't think I want all of that eyelash trim, so let's just take up a bit. Okay, and then all this brown threads. Do I need all of that? Probably not. Let's just I'm putting that to one side because that'll make another nest one day. As I'm sure I will keep making nests. Don't know whether to, so I don't want it to, obviously these pages are not super dark for the spring, so I'm actually thinking to put the brown underneath the gold, like so. Yeah, that's better. And I have got eggs, which I'm hoping I can do something with. And I've got a little bird, so let's just see what we can do. So I'm just going to dob some glue in the middle of this. And I'm just going to try and catch whatever I can. So should be able to just plonk that down. And just plonk that down, see what we can catch with the glue. Just gonna change things up a little bit just to, obviously I want it to be, you know, messy. I mean, don't get me wrong, birds are pretty neat about their nests, aren't they? Considering they do it all with their, oh, their little beaks. Bless them. Okay, and then I think I'll just put a little bit more brown in there. Just dob some glue. Just to catch what I can. Oops. Oh, we do have fun with this craft, don't we? Goodness me. Do have a lot of fun. Okay. Okay, and then I just want to get rid of those little spidery bits. Don't want any spiders in my nest. That's it. Yeah, lovely. Just making sure that it's not super flat. I don't want it to be really flat. And then I'm just going to go around the outside of that circle whilst I can, just to ink it up. Yeah, I'm really enjoying this altered book. I've gotten more comfortable with it as the, you know, as the seasons have gone on, which is only to be expected. Obviously, this is my first altered book I've ever done, so yeah, definitely been, you know, getting better. Now, Are these the same size? I think this one is slightly paler. Now I know this is a different egg, but I think the two of the larger eggs, it's just too big for my little nest. And I can't just have one lowly little egg, can I? Let's see what we look like with the birdie on. So I've just got this little bird die cut. The eggs are from a book. And I want to somehow slip this bird in so that you sort of, he looks like he's, or she is, you know, standing guard over her egg. But I do feel like I want to give it two eggs. Let me just hold it up. Let me just see what I think. Maybe if I put the egg closer to the bird. Like I said, I know it's not scientifically accurate that you know, we would have these different coloured eggs. Although there are some birds that steal other birds' nests, isn't there? And I'm not suggesting that's what has happened here. Please don't put that thought in my head. I don't know whether to just, I don't know, put some more of these little bits. Yeah, I think, right. Okay, let me ink these. Like I said, ideally I would have two of the same egg, but I don't. So what my story is, because we can make up our own stories for our journals, is the reason they're a different colour and a different size is because they were laid at different times. I don't know why, but they were. And, you know, one is close to hatching and the other one isn't quite there yet. That's my story and I'm sticking to it. Right, let's dab some glue on here. I do love coming up with stories. That's my favourite part of, well, no, it's not my favourite, it's one of my favourite things about the journal process, is just being able to just, you know, yeah, you're telling a story through your art, I suppose. And I can't draw or paint, so the fact that I'm even able to tell a story through art is something that, you know, I thank my lucky stars that I found junk journals, because this is my contribution to the art world. And I never thought I would be able to contribute aside from words. So there you go. Oh, that's so cute. Oh, I love it. Okay, right, let's try very, all right, I'm just going to take that bit off because it's going to rip off anyway and you're not going to see it. So let's get some glue on this little birdie. That's it. Oops. I'm being a bit haphazard with the glue because I don't want it to be flat. I don't want any of this to be flat, you know. I want there to be a bit of a 3D effect, a bit of interest and stuff. I hope you like my little nest. And then I'm just going to do up some glue here. Oh, not too much. And then I can come in with a bit more thread. Ooh, I want it a bit neater than that. I want my birds to be comfortable, my eggs to be comfortable. Okay, and then maybe a little bit more of the gold. I think you only see a little bit of it anyway. Is that stuck? I can't tell. I can't actually tell. Oh, okay, right. I'm all in a mess. I've got stuff all over my desk, all over my fingers. Right, I think it was worth it though. And then I just want to get rid of any little like spidery bits. There we go. Right, let's move that over. Oh, that is just the cutest thing. I really enjoyed making that. Aw. I don't know, just want to... There you go, it's my little, little bird's nest. Oh, I thoroughly enjoyed making that. I hope I like it on the page now. Okay, so that's that. I was going to make it into a little tuck. I'm just going to check that I've not got any glue behind my bird. There we go, okay. Oh, I love it. And I was thinking, so, you know, because we've got the frame here, so you've already seen the feather, now we're getting the actual nest being nested in. But, you know, we've got trees over here, so that's why I went with the bird on this page. Partly because of the feather, partly because, you know, we were looking out onto the trees. So here's the bird's nest in the trees, right? Oh, I love it. That is so nice. And it gives it a little bit of texture, because otherwise altered books can be a little bit flat, can't they? Yeah, I was going to have it as a tuck. It's strong enough for a little something. And if I don't use it in that way, like if I don't like anything that I put in it, I'll just glue the rest of it down. How's that? I think that's fair, isn't it? So if we... what bit do I glue? I think if I just glue here, I'll do like a little like semicircle thing. I think that should be fine, because I'm not going to put anything heavy in it. I'm getting glue everywhere. It will just be for a very small little tag or card or something. Oh, that's so nice. I love it. I will be doing a rustic bird journal. Well, I hope later in the year. It depends whether I get time. I want to do it this year, but eventually I will be doing a rustic bird journal, and I intend to play with nests often, is what I'm thinking. Now, I don't know whether to add any more. Don't want any of that. I was just thinking, do I want to add any to the page now? Like surrounding it, but we'll just see. I don't think so. Oh, I don't know. I'm having too much fun. It's like me with stamps and stencils. I end up having so much fun that I don't know when to stop. But I like that down there, so if I can, I'm just going to squidge a bit of glue in there. Whoop. And then that way it doesn't look like my nest just kind of ends with the circle, if that makes sense. Yeah, nice. Oh, really nice. I'm having way too much fun with this journal. I'll be sad when it's finished. But I have dragged my feet with it, so I'll be glad to see it finished, in the sense of, you know, I can't wait to see it all come together, but at the same time, I have enjoyed it every time I've sat down to do it. Okay, so I've got that, so I'm just cleaning up my nest, making sure it's nice and nice. And then I don't know, to just put a little bit more of this gold on. Whether I've got too much gold now, probably. No, that's nice. Let's dollop some glue again. I'm being quite, you know, yeah, haphazard with the glue. As I say, I don't want to get a shiny mess, and I don't want everything to look perfect. It's just, yeah. There we go. Oh, I love that. I love it a lot. Nice. Real nice. I know I keep saying that, but you know when you have an idea in your head and you're not sure if it's going to pan out, it's nice when it does. Okay, right. That's it. Oh goodness, I hope you don't mind my chuckles. I know some of you will be smiling ear to ear now, because it is nice when someone enjoys the work they're doing. Right, there we go. And I still have a little bit of leftovers for another nest, for something else. Right, so that's that. What's next? I need to figure out this collage, is what I need to do. And that's the bit I'm a bit nervous on, because I think I don't really know what I want. I know that I potentially want to have this blossom down here, maybe. Oh, realise you can't see anything I'm doing. Maybe. I don't know if I've changed my mind now. I've put the nest there, but I love the nest, so that's the main thing. Right. So I've got, yeah, some bits and pieces, and I thought, I don't really know how to go about it. I thought I would just start piecing things together, and much like collages, as we know, it all just kind of comes together in the end, doesn't it? What I do know is I would ideally like it to be part writing spot, because ideally you would, well, right here. So I think if I just tear off a straight piece of this, it's like a tea dyed digital from the journal book. So I'm thinking if we pop that here, like that. Just gonna tear off a little bit more widthwise. Don't need it to be as wide as that. Don't want to encroach on my little window. Don't want to spoil the view. Oh, I'm sorry. I can't help myself sometimes. Yeah, let's go. We'll go like that. Okay, right. And I'm just going to keep putting the frame there because obviously I want it to go with what I'm doing. So I've got this piece. Maybe if we tear this, you know, a little bit more interestingly, and maybe tear this piece a bit more interestingly, so it's not all just boxy. Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, I like it. And then I thought, potentially, I might want to put in some kind of book page, just because I don't want to lose the fact that this was originally a book. So, although it, you know, yeah. Don't know. I'm going to do some stenciling over that tea dye just to grungy it up a little bit, I think. Right, let's just tear into this. I might be able to just pop this in somehow. Oh, the cogs are whirring now. Got everything going the same way, haven't I? I'm a bit messy with collage, because I sort of don't really know what I want, and I get impatient for the results. Because I'm just like, I just want to see it finished. Oh, and then how about if we bring in we can just use this piece, can't we? Actually, I'll tear that a bit straighter. So that would be like that. Right. I'm pretty sure I figured something out here. Maybe. I don't know if I should be bringing some of this up to the top, so it, yeah, maybe. So if we had like a, I don't know, something kind of like that ish. Although obviously a lot neater than that. I think if I just start inking them and just start making some decisions, then I think it will come together. Not I think, it will. So I'm not going to ink all of these pieces. I'm just going to ink the ones that I want to vaguely stand out. Others I want to have them blend in, I think. I do like it when my collages blend in together, really. So we'll try that and see how we get on, shall we? So this might be a little bit more of an involved page today, but trust me, that bird's nest and the window, well worth it. Well worth it. So yeah, I wanted the bird's nest as a tuck spot because where we've done the window, we've obviously we've lost the ability to have a pocket on this page. So by adding that little bird's nest, if we do use it as a tuck spot, if we want to, then yeah, that just saves that situation. I realised that I've got quite a few new subscribers since I last worked on this altered book, and you know, I don't think some of you might not know what the story is behind this altered book, really. So I probably should mention it's called Through the Seasons, and you probably guessed it's a book for the seasons, where, you know, we're going through each season, and the idea is to show what kind of wildlife and nature and such like you would see during those particular seasons. And I'm working on the spring a little bit later than originally planned, but it doesn't matter, does it? It is still spring technically, so that's that. And yeah, I'm having a really good fun with it. So I've got 6 weeks per season. Not 6 weeks, 12 weeks per season, 6 page spreads per season. So each individual page, like this would be a week's worth of journaling. This would be a week's worth of journaling, you know. And where possible, I'm adding in the extra pockets and tuck spots because I realised that, especially when we start adding in decoration and windows and fun things, it eats into the journaling space, doesn't it? So. Right. Do I want that there? I'm sure I do. I'm sure I do, but I don't know if I want to turn it around actually. Yes, I do. Isn't that funny? And I'm not going to ink it. I think I preferred it actually blending in. What's that? And then I will have to go around these bits with my small nozzle because obviously we've got quite a lot of random bits of paper stuck down now, so. But yeah, I'll do that off screen, as usual. Ooh. Just checking that, yeah, looking good. Kind of looks like, that book page kind of looks like a windowsill. Got me thinking now. And then I'm going to have, oh, do I want that up there? Oh, I don't think I do now. Isn't that funny? I don't think I need it. Collage does baffle me sometimes, how you can be so sure about something and then suddenly not. It's definitely not that way around. Just checking. I'm just checking. No, don't think I need it. So I think I'll go in with the art glitter glue now, and then I'll probably do a little bit of stenciling just on this plain part, and then we'll carry on. Okay, I've done all of the gluing, and I've also just done some of my T-ring stencil just over both pages, just for that continuation. Went a little bit overboard, the usual, but it doesn't matter. Okay. So I was thinking to have this blossom trailing up the window like this. That's what I'm thinking. I don't want all of it, so I'm going to, this is a die cut from eBay. So I'm gonna just chop off this top part. I just want it to be dainty, so just this bit. Well, let's just neaten it up. Yep. I thought that would help just bring it all in together, really. And then could have the word blossom. And then maybe, do you think we should have some of this blossom trailing from the other side as well? So this is a white blossom, because I didn't want anything that was over the top. So maybe, question, which part to use? So I don't want this whole great big piece. I just want some delicate blossom somehow. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm just going to chop, this big part off, and then I can at least see what I've got left, and then make a decision from there. Okay, where'd that go? Oh, it's entangled. Okay, so that's going to be there. Yeah, so I'm not really left with much, am I? But I don't want a huge amount at the top, so let's just see what we can do with this little piggledy bit. If not, then I'll just have to chop into the other one. Yeah, because that's not really doing much, is it? Okay, right. Experiment over. Okay, let's go for this part then. So if I chop, and chop a bit more. Okay, there we go. I'll keep on to that. Wonder if I could have, no, I was going to say I could have slipped it underneath the frame, but that would probably be a bit silly. Oh, I don't know now. Oh, I really thought that would be the right thing to do. I think it is. I just don't like the shape of what I've got in front of me, that's all. So if we just neaten it up a bit. And then I can, okay, so we want to go like that, yep. And then maybe I could just add in a bud or two. You probably can't see any of this, can you? I know you probably can't see the detail. It's not in your face, it's just subtle. I think so. I think that's going to be the right thing. So think around this word. And then I've just found this field notes label, which I thought I would put at the top of this ledger sheet, because I was going to have a quote next to the birds that said something like birds in their nests, or I don't know, bird song fills the air. Those are from my words. I cut out a load of things. But I actually, because this is so rustic, I didn't feel like it really went. Because of the ledger page, I felt like that would just finish that page off really nicely. So that's what I'm going to do. And then, you know, if someone was using this journal in the way that was intended, then, you know, they would write their little field notes about the birds that they're seeing in spring, and which birds are nesting, and have they seen a bird nesting. So I was telling a story when I was planning the spring pages, that we had some blue tits nest in our garden. We had a bird box in our old house, and yeah, they started nesting in it, and I've never had that happen to me before, so that's something I will never forget. And if I had a field notes journal, then I would have certainly written it down in there. The little blue tits. And we had a bird feeder, so, you know, they had good access to food and water. They didn't have to fly very far, so, and it was a very big tree, so, you know, they were safe up there in their little birdhouse. But we're in a very urban garden now compared to back then, so we don't have birds. Certainly not nesting. We have the odd bird visiting us, but nothing like what we used to, unfortunately. Not enough trees and hedgerows in our garden, but we are working on it. So for now, well, I see birds on my walks. Oh, woe is me, I don't see birds. No, I do. I just don't see as many in the garden as I would like, but don't know whether to chop that down a little bit actually. Looks a bit clunky against the delicate blossom. So let's just yeah, just take a little bit of it off. I didn't have another blossom word in this from this digital. This is a honey puddle digital. So I would have liked it a slightly smaller size, but I need to print some more really, don't I? I'm just being lazy. Yeah, that's better. Okay, so I'm gonna have that there. Lovely. I did wonder whether I should be stenciling the frame or stamping the frame or anything. I didn't in the end. I just lost my bed. You know, I just kept it as that manila cream kind of colour, which I think was, I hope was the right thing to do. I'm not sure, but it's one of those things we can always go in and add more to these pages if we feel that they need it. But oh, I have enjoyed myself today. I hope you've enjoyed watching. Obviously that's very important to me as well, is that you enjoy watching. But I have thoroughly enjoyed playing around with birds' nests and blossom and windows. That is very up my street, as they say. So I've gone a little bit high with that one, but that's okay. And then this tiny little bird, try and get some glue on it. There we go. Okay, and then this one be here. Oh, that'll do. Yeah, nice. And then I can just see I've gone a little bit over there, so that's that. I don't think the pages necessarily go together. I like how they look, don't get me wrong, but they are two sides of different stories. But what I like to think is that where we have the bird and the bird's nest, we have the trees on the other side. So I think in that sense it works. I just really wanted to add blossom everywhere because that's one of my favourite things about spring, is the blossom. Oh, it's just this corner. I don't know if I just want... I feel like I need something in this corner. I know this was supposed to be the writing spot. And I'll probably end up regretting this because I'm going to come in with some more stenciling, but... I just feel like it just wants something there, but I'm sure it doesn't. But it's one of those things, I might have to sit on this one for a little while because I can't think what else to add to it. Equally, I really like it. So if you like it, Justine, turn your mind off. Right, let me just ink that corner a bit. Yeah. I've been using the tea dye ink for the spring pages, and I'll do the same for the summer because it's just a little bit less harsh than the darkness of the autumn and winter pages. Okay, so that is that. So we obviously need to cover up the back of my window. So I think we can go ahead and do that now. Let me just check. Oh yeah, that's the belly band page, that's fine. Not doing anything with that. So again, we're going to run some glue just in the centre here. Not loads of it, just enough to give it some protection. And then run some glue. And then because this page is getting stuck all the way down, I'm not gluing any pockets or anything. Just want to carefully go around the whole thing, like so, like that. And I'm using the beacon or the Fabri-Tac not for any other reason than just it's a good glue, but also it hasn't been wrinkling my pages like what some other people have experienced with their altered books. So I guess I kind of felt like if I've been getting along well with it so far, then just, yeah, keep using it. So it does seem to have been doing well. And that is that, ladies and gentlemen. That is week 3. So let's see, do we flow? So we've got the first blooms of spring and our 2 little tuck spots and butterflies. We've got the first sign of the birds where you start seeing feathers, or, well, in fairness, that's sort of an interpretation of seeing the first bird, really, isn't it? Let's be honest. And we've got the daisies coming out, and the butterflies are starting to make their appearance again, or I suppose butterflies, more butterflies. And then they start nesting. Oh, I absolutely love that. I just want to stroke it. It feels really tactile. I think it looks quite good as well. And then of course we've got the blossom, and then we've got, you know, the spring walks, and of course the bird is nesting in the trees over there. That's kind of what this page represents, I guess. So that is all for today. I hope you've enjoyed seeing that come together. I hope you enjoyed me messing around with nests again. Oh, lots of fun. If you like birds and you want to make some nests, please give it a go. It is so much fun to make your own little bird's nests. So I hope you've enjoyed that. I'm just going to ink this up a little bit more, and I'll catch you on the next video for this one. So actually I should probably say, and I know this video is probably really long, sorry. Week 4 is the belly band, which I have here. Hang on. Oh, knocking everything flying. Where is it? Here it is. So this was the belly band that I was potentially going to use in here. Yeah, I think it's fine. Yeah. Obviously it's more daisies, but you know. I had this pre-made. It's it pulls out into a writing spot, so I thought it was worth using in here. So I'm probably going to have it. I'm thinking I'm having it on that page. Originally I was going to have it here, because I need to cover up this little divot because I'm not having a top loading pocket anymore. But then I realised that everything is on the right hand side. So, you know, we've got a pocket on the right hand side, we've got a window on the right hand side, a belly band on the right hand side, and then we've got the flippy folders, and the fabric flip is going to be on the right hand side. So in the end I realised that actually I'm probably best putting it on here. And despite the window, it's not a heavy page, so I have no problems that being on here, I don't think. Obviously you're going to have this as a writing spot, but that doesn't feel excessively bumpy, so I'm not worried about that either. So I think that's going to go on there. So I'm actually probably going to do this page off screen because there's not really a lot to see here. All I'm going to do is mat this page, glue that down, mat this page, and maybe add a few fussy cuts. So I'll probably do that off screen. So the next video that you'll see for the altered book will be week 5 this week, which is we're going to cut this page in half, I believe. Is that the page? Yep. We're cutting this one in half so that we can have 2 little flippy pockety things, which I've never done. It will be the first time I'm trying it, so I'm really excited to do that. Hope it goes well, and I hope you enjoy watching the video if you join me for that. So thanks so much for watching this one, and I hope you've enjoyed that, and we'll speak soon. Bye bye for now.